So I want to talk a little bit today about the Xenon bow. It's one of my favorite weapons in the game, and I know a really good hero pairing that goes along with it. I actually have two Xenon bow schematics. I made one Sunbeam and one Bright Core. And this Bright Core one is actually my current favorite one at the moment. I know it's not the most practical build. I see a lot of people doing, double crit rating, double crit damage, but just being the level that I am, I wanted to try a different style build with the Bright Core version. So I went ahead and did double damage, then I threw a fire rate and a reload speed perk on there. And you pretty much draw and fire it super quick, which is what I like about it. So let me go ahead and show you which hero I used. It pairs up with it very well and just makes it the most effective. So this is the hero that you're going to want to use for the Xenon bow. I think she is the most effective. This is going to be Stoneheart Farah. And looking at her perk here, on bow hit, arrow splinter, dealing 60% of damage to 5 nearby targets. So, especially paired up with the Xenon bow, since it already pierces and has excellent damage, basically every time you kill a target, it's going to hit, 5 targets around whatever husk you're shooting at. So, even though it's a bow and it fires a single arrow, each arrow can, theoretically kill up to 6 enemies. So, great for clearing out groups of enemies. And especially powerful against mist monsters or any sort of boss that you might be facing. So let me load into a game and just show you how well she does work out with that Xenon bow. Alright, here we are, just a 140 Twine Peaks mission. I do have the Bright Core Xenon bow equipped. Alright, here's a decent group of enemies. So, notice once I shoot at the first one, you should be able to see the arrows splinter and hit the husks around him. Then you can notice just how fast this thing can draw and fire. So these husks, they aren't really getting that close to me. And the damage on it is still excellent. I do have it perked with, 2 damage perks. It's not a crit build, so no crit rating or crit damage, but, for me, I think this bow is flawless. Let me just go ahead and make a Sunbeam version of it, just so you guys can, see the difference between the two. Alright, so I have the Sunbeam bow here in the middle slot, and then I have the Obsidian bow on the left slot here. And let me go find another group of husks that we can try this out on. Encampment, perfect. Alright, so I'll start with the Obsidian first. Go ahead and trigger this encampment. Alright, I'm going to switch over to Sunbeam. And like I said, this bow does pierce, so even if you're shooting through floors or through anything for that matter, it will pierce. This one is a critical build, so that's where a lot of RNG comes into play, whether or not you're going to get that critical hit. And I forget what the crit rating is on this one. Let me take a look. So there we go. Critical hit chance is 51%. Critical hit damage 345%. So theoretically, every other shot should be a critical hit, dealing 345% weapon damage. And let's look at the Bright Core Xenon bow. Like I said, this one's not a critical build, so you'll notice the critical hit chance is much lower, as well as the critical hit damage. But look at the damage per second between these two. So on the Bright Core, you're at about 222,000. Switch over to Sunbeam, it drops to 112. Now, you do have to, keep in mind this one's a critical build, so on critical hit, it will be dealing, 345% weapon damage. But this one is just, more steady, more predictable, faster fire rate, and in my opinion, more fun to use. So that's why I like the Bright Core version. But just wanted to do an example on this in case you guys had any questions or, wanted to know the best hero to be using for any bow in general. This works with more than just the Xenon. So, hope you guys liked this video. Go ahead and like and subscribe, and I'll try to make more in the future.